Hey everybody, it's NAMM 2020, it's the
2020.
final day.
Oh my God.
So we're a bit delirious here. We're with Nick from JHS. Despite the fact that Josh is about 9 foot tall and built like a Yeti, we haven't been able to find him.
I spotted him sort of going down the escalator, and he was like...
But was it?
He was like, or was it him?
No, I mean, he may have... Anyway, whatever.
It was like this position.
This is quite a minimalistic stand this year, Nick. Why is that?
You know, simple is better. Just keep it simple. There's so much stuff here you can see.
That's what people say about you, Lee.
So, 3 pedals on the booth. Big Cheese, Josh talked a lot about over the last few months on his channel. I can't even remember what this one's called, but I don't think it's super new. But there is a new one, but tell us what the 3 of these are.
Yeah, so starting on this side, we have the Color Box version 2, which is basically like Neve 1073 style preamp. We have the version 1, but what we did was we took our 500 series unit that we had of this, and we were like...
That's the Euro rack one.
Yep. And we were like, let's make this a little bit more accessible to people. So it's great for everything from vocals and drums, acoustic DI, bass DI. It's great for electric guitars, getting that like super clean, straight into the desk kind of sound, but while using an amp, which is really hard to do. And it can also do the kind of like the Beatles Revolution, really like splattery fuzz kind of thing too.
So you got XLR ins, XLR outs, or jack in and outs, various pad controls, lots of EQ. Yeah, I must admit, I think that I probably made a bit of a mistake with the previous one in that I just approached it as like a guitar overdrive pedal, and I think it's kind of maybe not, unless you want that revolver kind of almost like, you know, clipping desk kind of sound. So you'd say it was more, you know, like more to add depth and warmth to almost any signal.
Yeah, I mean, I use, when we did the video for this on our show, I recorded an entire song only using this preamp on everything. And so it was cool because I got to see how it interacted with different inputs, and I didn't feel like I was missing anything from the 500 series unit. But it's like an all-around, like, to me personally, like, this is great because I could take this on the road, like in a hotel room with a interface, and have a really awesome analog preamp for just about anything I wanted. So
I guess if you're on the road and you get an amp, you never know what you're getting.
Yeah.
And then you can use that in front.
Yeah, and this is really great to like sculpt your amp into, you can take it, you know, a Vox to a Fender, and a Fender to a Vox.
Absolutely.
It also passes 48 volts. So you can, if you have your interface, you can turn on phantom power, and it'll power a condenser mic or a ribbon mic or something,
I see. Okay, so the other 2, the Big Cheese Josh talked about on his show, the Big Cheese seems to be like the most copied, you know, fuzz circuit of the year. I think before Josh did this, I'm not sure I'd even heard of the original one. And then and now like it's like every stand we go to, oh, here's our cheesy thing. So so it's based off of the Love Tone Cheese Source, which is like, it kind of has that line sort of has a very like cult following. I mean, if you talk to a lot of guys around here, they would say like Love Tone was a big inspiration for them. Their company really broke all the rules. So we decided with the Cheeseball to basically just fully like do a faithful representation of what that pedal is doing. Josh spent a lot of time looking at the original circuit board and figuring out exactly like how to get it to sound like the original. And it's great. And actually, if you look at the topology of this one and the original, they're very similar. Cool. Well, look, I should apologize in advance for saying you're not going to hear us play any of these pedals because there's no output with cabinet emulation on it, so anything we plugged into our camera would sound dreadful. But there's lots of other channels. JHS themselves will have some amazing videos on these, so go and watch those, but then come back to Andertons to buy them, okay? Tell us about the blue one with the pink knobs.
I know the guy.
Yeah, so this is Paul Gilbert's signature pedal that we just came out with, the PG-14. So it's the Paul Gilbert and his shoe size, which is 14.
He's 14 shoe size. You know what they say about men with big shoes, big socks.
Pedal boards.
Yeah, big pedal boards.
Yep.
It should be this size, really.
Yeah, I know, it should be bigger, but...
It's got a massive pedal.
Pedal, yes, pedal. So this is basically taking the idea of driving tubes in your tube amp at lower volume, so you can get like really tube-driven sounds. It's got a really great mid section where you can really sculpt the mid-range and the EQ, and you can get everything. I like to say you can get everything from Josh Scott tones to Paul Gilbert tones. Josh would say he would use this for like lighter overdrive kind of stuff, but then you hear Paul Gilbert use it and it's just like ripping, you know, and kind of pumping a little bit with like some natural tube compression. It's fantastic. We spent a lot of time with Paul listening to the way that he was trying to achieve this sound, and went back and forth a lot to really make sure we got him what he wanted. And this is what he's been using primarily. He did a tour, I think he did a European tour, and that was like one of the main things he was using the whole time. So we're really excited about it, and it was super fun getting to work with Paul.
Yeah, I've been seeing this on his board for like ages, but just in a black box.
Yeah, he had a version that was
I'm like,
just
what is that? What is that?
Yeah.
Right. Well, thanks for taking the time, man. See you
Thanks,
soon.
man.
Hopefully see you in the UK sometime.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Thanks, man. Woo, I'm tired.